MGT series. Gentlemen, start your engines. We are looking at Heritage Upholstery's offering for the TD, in this particular case TD. They're all quite similar. We're filming here TD, but there are some things that are, as I said, almost exactly the same for the C's and F's. We're very proud of our T-Series kit. They are undoubtedly the very best available anywhere in the world. We've had lots of great feedback on our product, and we've had nothing but praise. What makes it the best? Well, let's start, like with anything, the ingredients. The ingredients for this kit are very important. High quality automotive grade leather, directly imported from the UK. We have weekly air freight shipments to Heathrow to Palm Springs, California. The correct vinyl grain, again imported from the UK, not the made in Asia rubbish that some of our competitors supply. And of course the Wilton wool carpet and or Carvel carpet. Now we're very proud to offer the original Carvel for the T-Series cars. All T-Series cars came originally with black Carvel carpet, although many customers, like this customer here, has chose to color match with Wilton wool carpet. We can do either or. The other thing, apart from ingredients, are inclusions and attention to detail. We, in short, supply everything for the T-Series cars down to the very smallest pieces of hardware. Every single piece of soft material for the entire cockpit of the car is included. If it's a panel, it's supplied as a brand new, fully upholstered panel ready to install, as you can see with the door panels and some of the other panels. If it's a cover that's sewn, it's supplied sewn. If foam is required under the covers, like on this wheel arch here, we even supply the foam. All other covers are supplied pre-cut, pattern shaped, appropriately sized. But most importantly, as you can tell by these labels, everything comes in a separate poly bag labeled so that you and or your installer knows exactly where every piece goes. So even if your car has lost its original stuff over the years, which many of them have, with this as a guide, you're able to figure out what's needed and where it goes. Rear cockpit side screen box retrim, vinyl 14x40, one at 8x46, and one at, what do we got, 6x14, and that guides you on where those pieces go. And it would appear I'm running out of battery here, although I could have swore we just changed it, but there you go. It's no Hollywood production, so I'm gonna pause here, swap batteries, and start back up again. Take two, as they say in Hollywood. We got an hour and 30 minutes of battery, but it shouldn't take that long to explain the virtues of our product here. So, in this particular case, the customer has chose to go with our complete seat assembly, which we supply, as you can see, fully assembled, ready to install in the car. Highly recommended. Not an easy seat to trim as nicely as this one has been. And frankly, the original components are just not worth saving after 50, 60 years. God, is it even longer than that? Yes, maybe. They're just not worth it. The spring cases collapse, the birch ply delaminates, and you know, what's the point in covering rubbish like that? So with this particular seat, all brand new components. I'll look at that a little closer in a next episode here. At first, I just want to do an overview and talk about content and technique methods. I mentioned about the small pieces. Again, we'll look at that when we look at our Perfectionist panel kit, but even hardware for the straps, tabs on the side curtain storage box. It's the big piping that goes around. So again, a quick overview, and then we're going to look at everything in greater detail. But before I leave to do the step-by-step, I just want to say another significant feature that we have with our heritage work is this very expensive computer cutting machine. All that you see is CAD cut on this machine, on this bed. We roll out the vinyl. In this particular case, this panel kit is a combination of leather and vinyl. If it was vinyl, we roll it out, press a button, and the whole thing's cut out in about 32 seconds. That ensures accuracy and, well, let's just say accuracy. Simple as that. Most important. So we perfected our panels, and we can guarantee that they unconditionally guarantee them to fit and be exactly as original. So we'll look a little closer here at the CAD files. Here's an example. T-series, what do we got here? T-panel and front seat vinyl. So if it was a vinyl panel kit, you got the door panels, the pockets, you got the long piece of pipe, and look at that, it's 248 inches by 4 inches. One continuous length of piping. It makes for very bad yield for our vinyl, but as you can see, it overruns by about 6 feet here. Here's the components for the seat, the side panels, the big panel goes on the back, and so on. So you get the idea. Everything is digitized on this digitizing table and become CAD files, and we pull the material from stock and custom make everything to order. And as you can see, we have a lot of material, and that's just some of it. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good overview. We'll look at everything individually in a little more detail, starting with the carpet set. Okay, we're looking at the carpet set first. T-series carpet set, TD in this particular case. We have a little note that gets stuck under the bag. Please note we have deliberately made some of the pieces in your carpet set oversized. This accommodates slight differences in body panels, tolerances, in most MGs, especially for cars that have panel replacement or repairs. For best result, we recommend that you place each piece in position, mark with chalk, and trim back excess carpet for a perfect fit for your MG. Carpets are supplied unbound as original, binding services available on request. So the Carvel carpet was originally unbound, and that's how we supply it. It's the best look for the car. It's seamless then at the front. This is the late MGTD, has the late style cupped molded pocket. You can see it's an exact reproduction of the original. We stocked these. We have the early style also. Then the pieces are cut, leather shift boot sewn right in. You can see the beautiful top stitch here. This piece that goes over the rear back with the panel board sewn right in to the binding. And if there's listings required, that's also sewn in. So every piece of carpet that was original to the car is supplied. And most importantly, we also include the original carpet snaps, Valtex prongs, lifter dots, and there's also brass studs. So everything that was original to the car is supplied as hardware. That hardware is hard to find. Of course, it all comes from the UK, and we stock it. So that's how the carpet set comes for the T-Series cars. Now we'll look at the panel, or what should I say, Perfectionist panel kit offering. As promised, Perfectionist panel kit. As I said, if it's a panel, it's supplied as a complete panel. You've got the B-post panels with the hide-em sewn right in. We use a very high quality black automotive board that's water resistant and gives long life. Again, those pieces are CAD cut. We also have this piece, which is difficult to make because it has the curve built right into the panel. As you can see, we've replicated that exactly, so that fits perfectly. And again, sewn together, a post and the panel below the door sewn through with the hide-em. As I said, every single piece is included. In this particular case, when leather was specified, the door capping, the top of the door panels have this piping that's supplied. So these is leather piping. Door panel top piping finishes, always leather, 4 inches by 32, sewn over black piping. There we go. There's the 20-foot length of the of the piping that goes between the panels and the body. It actually says 2 each, two 10-foot lengths sewn over black piping, but we do it all in one. Obviously it can be cut. Now it looks a bit of a mess at the moment because it's wrinkled, and the reason it's wrinkled is because we sew it as the factory did, but we sew it to not be tight, too tight against the piping. That allows the installer to set the piping, and I will try to demonstrate this. Pull the pipe in and pull the creases out. So it's creased, now you see it, now you don't. So that's how it's done. You can staple that and glue it as you go, straighten it right out. If it's glued to the piping, you can't get those wrinkles out. So that's how that works. Again, all these pieces of pre-cut vinyl, dash fascia vinyl, 20 inches by the width of the roll, rear tack strip covers, everything cut and tagged. Some wheel arches, as we looked at, even the foam for under the wheel arches. We can also supply this handbrake gaiter. This we did in leather for this customer. Look, we've even got this 12 feet of piping, finishing strip for wheel arches and inside side curtains. Okay, so this black finishing strip is supplied. That's how that edge was finished. And again, the beautiful door panels, as you can see, this is leather. Even the piping is leather, beautifully, perfectly top stitch. And I'll say, better than the factory ever did. They did not sew to this standard. It's as simple as that. They were production workers and they raced through this stuff. And we often see very crooked stitching. But that's how it was done. Built to very high British standards. But don't forget, so was the Titanic. So there you go. We do a much better job these days. British upholstery made in America. Much better than British upholstery made in the UK. Trust me. So there we go. There's the panel boards. Again, brand new. These are upgraded to a mahogany ply, so that long life. In this particular case, this customer has a few extra pieces that we supply. We offer this underdash panel kit. There's a covering and instructions on how to put this together, some specialty hardware, supplied brackets and so on. I have these 2 rolls. I have quite a few in stock. We have them here. I picked them up quite a few years ago, and I think they do all T-Series cars. You guys might know better than me, but they're available from us. That's a very nice reproduction. Has beautiful leather straps and so on, and also this underdash panel, I believe, is also partly required for this kit here. So again, available from us. So I think that's a pretty good view of the Perfectionist panel kit, and we'll set it aside and have a close look at the seats and wrap it up. I'll film the side screens, tonneau and top in a separate episode at the end. Isn't that a beautiful side? Before I forget, carpet set, I forgot. Underfelt set is also included. Not yet cut for this kit, but I just wanted to point out that that is the case. Okay, so let's now take a look at these beautiful seats. Brand new components. We use only the original 3/8 of an inch or 9mm Baltic birch ply. You can see the base is made out of that. We do the burlap at the bottom, and we even tack cord the finish just as the factory did. Nice detail. And of course, brand new foam, beautifully top stitched. They use leather where you see it, and where you can get away with it on the inside, they use vinyl. And as I said, the spring casing in here, there's a small specialty company in the UK that still produces these by hand. A bit of a wait to get them, but we stock them, and we can make these as brand new pieces. This is we don't like this. This is a silly idea. We just don't know why they did it. This soft thing. All T-Series cars have it. They never look good. They always wrinkle. There's nothing supporting them. But anyway, that's how the factory did it. That's how we have to do it. You can see that when we do our pleats, the hallmark of our heritage work, dead straight pleats, it's made possible by the foam being cut with this. So can't be done this accurately by hand. So panel board underneath, birch ply again, and the spring casing, and you can see how nicely it's finished. On the back side, crudely finished as it was at the factory, tacked on, top tacked. Not pretty, but that's how they did it, and that's how we do it too. So there you go. You can see the look at the top of the seat. Beautiful, dead straight. We're pleased, and I'm sure the customer's going to be happy with this also. Can't wait to see it in the car. So the last episode will be the weather equipment, side screens, tonneau and top, and that will conclude the T-Series. And look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you. MGT series weather gear, in this particular case TD, but this video will work for all of them. They're all very similar. We have all the patterns, of course they're CAD cut on our machine here. One great advantage of the machine is that, as you can see, it has a pen holder. A pen has been set for a reason, but when we do the tops we use a light chalk or pencil, white pencil, and that puts the lines on for the top stitching, and that's our secret. Well, there's two secrets. One is that, and secondly, our sewers are highly skilled, and that's the main reason that we can get that so dead straight, much better than the factory ever achieved. You can see absolute perfect top stitching and binding, so the machine itself puts on the lines and the sewer can just follow them. So we'll start looking at the tonneau cover here. Has double backing like original, reinforced as original with the straps. The weather gear never really looks that good until it's installed. Of course, it's got to be pulled tight on the car. One thing we're very proud of with our stuff, whether it's the glass for the rear window or the zipper in this particular case, YKK, the best zipper brand in the world. They're expensive. We buy the best for good reason. They're long lasting. And I love their saying on the box. It's on their corporate slogan, for want of a better word. They say, small part, big difference. And it's true. I love them. So there's a very high quality zipper, reinforced as original. So we'll set aside the tonneau cover. That's done. Again, not much to see on the top until they're installed. We've got the front flap that goes on across the front wood bow, and the guys here have protected the glass window in here. They use this technique on the back. It's a little slit. You can just finish off the cut yourself, and then that panel removes. So we leave that on for protection of the glass. Now, the plastic that we use is the very best available anywhere in the world, made by a company called Regalite. It is the premier product for this application, and we get great results with it. Long lasting, scratch resistant, and it's very favorable when it comes to not yellowing, which a lot of the cheaper plastics do. So, anyway, you can see the top itself, beautifully top stitched again, reinforced as original with a flap at the back, and ready to install. So that's that. And finally, the side screens. We manufacture these side screens. We have the new steel frame inside, the reinforcing frame. You can see that. And inside the slit here is clear plastic. So there's plastic throughout this window, essentially, both sides. And this backing has to be cut off, but we leave it on so that when the frame is laid down, the installer can carefully remove what's necessary. And any upholsterer will, know this trick. You lift the top layer there, and then you can cut it without cutting the plastic underneath. Obviously, you don't use a knife. Scissors is the only way to go there. So that's the fronts, and here's the two little rear ones. Again, they're cut back when the frame is installed. We do not offer services for framework. It's time-consuming, fiddly work. You don't want to pay us our rate for something that you can do yourself. We just have to take time, measure twice, cut once. So there we go. Side screens and convertible top and tonneau.